good evening, wherever you are in this part of the world. Welcome to W.O.R.K.S World. Your host, Jossine Abrahams for Springs of Life Show, the author of Case of Blessing Being Spinster, is here today, broadcasting from London, England. I just want to speak to you about fear, because I've experienced that. But with me on air today is the founder and director of W.O.R.K.S World, Marina Nani. Marina, can you say hello to the audience, please?
Wow, I'm so grateful being here with you. I'm so excited and I already feel fearless. I had no idea what is the topic today. I know it's amazing and I can't wait for our listeners to email us, to send us their questions and join our great conversations, because together we travel far. And I know you've been traveling the world. You've been globetrotting. You just returned from Africa. You've been all over the place. You've been to Cairo. You've been to different cities in South Africa. And I know you've been through, even it is a safe world because you are fearless. So that makes you safe. I know there are situations where other people weren't there to leave the house, but you did. So perhaps you are going to touch on that and you are going to tell us more about your latest travels and what is the key message for today. Over to you, Jossine.
Thank you, Marina. My key message for today, as I have just said, is about fear. We tend to fear a lot and not accomplish what we want because of fear. I have been in that situation where fear overruled my life and taken over my life. It's very difficult when you are in that situation where you can not, come out of it. Fear is something that one cannot overthrow it when it is around you. It's likely to cause you a lot of damage within you. It is danger to your life. It brings harm and pain. And if you don't push yourself to overcome that fear, you might remain idle in that problem. It is something which is very scary and apprehensive, that if you don't push yourself to come out of it, you might remain in that for a long, long time. I've been in fear for the rest of my life. That hounded me and kept me silent for the rest of the time. It's just when you went through that abuse and you're not able to speak about it, you find it very, very terrifying to speak about it, and you don't know who to approach because you are put in that corner where you are suffocated. You can't breathe, you can't do anything, and you find it politically as well. It's fear what that affects people. So me not being a politician, I'm a writer, I'm an author. I'm just talking about my story and where fear is involved. Having been in an abusive relationship, you find out that you are unable to do a lot of things because of fear. If you feel like somebody's in the house with you and he's threatening to kill you or threatening to do anything to harm you, you find yourself being powerless to fight that. So today, I just want to speak to other people who are in the same situation, that fear is terrifying. It makes you tremble. It makes you stop to do whatever you want to do. It makes you afraid. It makes you shrink, and you are unable to do most of the things you want to do. So what do you do to overcome fear? You must be able to speak out about it. I mean, find somebody to confide with your fears. and face the fears, because if you don't face them, you will die in that situation, because fear is painful, fear is harmful, fear does a lot of things to your life. So if you are not careful with that, you can drain yourself mentally and physically, psychologically, emotionally. You can be drained, and you are unable to come out of it because you don't know what to do. I've been in that situation where I find it very difficult to speak about what's happening within you. So when you're suffocated, when somebody is driving you to the corner that you can't even speak, it's a very difficult situation. So as I write my book, it was because of fear. I kept myself silent for all these years, only to be able to speak at 55. It was like something which was just, bothering me inward. And after I have already left the place where I was being suffocated, I still have that thing haunting me in my heart. So I felt like, oh, if I put pen and paper together and start speaking about it, I found my therapy in it, and I found it was easy for me to communicate that way, and felt a little bit happier in myself, within me, because I've broke that curse which was haunting me throughout. So I feel like fear is something that has to be looked into, and overpower it, so that you liberate yourself from that corner where you are suffocated. Why do I speak about fear now? Because I know there are some people who are fearing for their life, who are going through what I went through. And without that vision of coming out and talking about it, you might stay in there forever. And I'm here now to inspire other people, to empower other people, to motivate other people, to encourage them to speak about whatever it is that makes them afraid. Some people have got plans for their life, but because of the fear in them, they can't come out and be who they are supposed to be, who God has created them to be, because they are afraid. They don't know how to unlock that chain of fear within them. They don't know how to accomplish their vision, because they are afraid of what has hounded them throughout their lives. You have to be a fighter to fight that fear in you that stops you to accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. Break the habit. Make it possible for yourself. Don't remain in fear. Sometimes you fear for things which are not even worth fearing, because sometimes when you start something, let's say you want to organize yourself to start a company, to start a business, and you are looking around and seeing that all the people around you who are in such a business are not doing successfully. And it's just because they are not meeting it somewhere, or they are not doing the right things they're supposed to do for their organization to work. So let it not be your vision that other people are going through that, and I might not be successful myself if I start things like that. Just face the challenge and start doing whatever you want to do. Like for myself, it was the fear of speaking out that stopped me from being myself. So when I faced that fear and changed the things I needed to change about myself, I found myself happier again, because with fear, it brings a lot of things within you. It brings a lot of unhappiness around you. Because for me to have gone through fear for a long time and not speaking out, it brings out the other bit of me which nobody knew. And I hear so many people say I'm arrogant. Yeah, I am, because that's the way I fought my fear. Because I've been abused for a long time and kept quiet for a long time. But then I find it easy for me to be defensive so that, nobody can go through me that way. Because if you keep quiet or just accept anything which is being thrown to you, it's fear. And I don't want to be like that anymore. How I did it, it was not the best anyway, but that's how I felt I should, support myself. If you read my book, you see that I've got people I've met in life, and they've gone away anyway, because most of the people, they don't want people who say the truth. And I don't hide the truth. I say the truth, whether it hurts you or is something that you like or you don't like. I just have to say things as they are. But in my culture, I find it difficult with other people, because they don't want people who say things exactly they are. They prefer somebody who go behind and try to negotiate and say things in a way that pleases people. But I feel like I should say the things as they are, the truth as it is, whether it hurts you or whether it builds you. Because if there's that which say the truth and shame the devil. And that's how I go about it. And most people don't like it, but I find it very easy for me to do that way. Maybe it's the way I coped through my abusive relationship. Because if you don't bring out what is within you, it will still haunt you. So I find it easy to say the truth, whether it hurts you or not. But the way I put it is to make you understand it. Maybe it's defensive in a way, because that's the way I managed to cope, saying it in the way that upsets other people. But I'm sorry, that's who I am. I need to cope that way. So I'm just saying this because I've heard people who say, "Oh, you say things straight to the point. You don't go behind and style." Because that's the way I am. That's the way I feel. I overcome the fear that way. I am somebody who is unique, I can say, because that's how I feel. I should overcome that fear. I shouldn't let it go. Go on as if I'm still in prison, as if I'm still being suffocated. I'm not suffocated anymore. I feel I'm a free person, and I should say whatever I want and feel free. So that's my topic today. That's how I feel about the fear, because I've got a lot of people in fear of what they want to do, but they don't know how to start. So I'm just saying to them today, stop being fearful. Be whoever you are. Try to make it better for yourself. Embrace what you have and be what you are. Embrace the change in your life, because I've embraced mine. I feel I don't have to be afraid anymore. I I have to be a victor. I have to break the chain of fear and be courageous and start speaking. So I say to all other women out there who are facing the difficulties of speaking out and saying whatever it is that is making them afraid of their life, speak out. Somebody somewhere might hear you and try to help you. Over to you, Marina.
Wow, Jossine, you see, I love listening to you because you make me think. You make me think about my own experiences, and I know that nothing compares when you compare them with yours. I had a happy childhood. I've always been encouraged to be fearless. But you made me think of two things, actually. There are lots of fears, there are different kinds of fears, but is fear of light stronger than fear of dark?
I should like to think so. Fear of darkness is the strongest one, because you are in darkness when you faced with all these things. You don't have anyone to share with. You know, fear is like being suffocated, put in a little drum and being closed there, and you can't do anything about it. Because if you are in an abusive relationship, you are afraid all the time. Let's say he's coming home and he's drunk. The minute he walks to the kitchen, he's picking up a fork, he wants to eat. When you hear that sound in the kitchen, you're just thinking, oh my God, he's grabbing something, he's coming to hit me. What shall I do? And you don't speak about it. I'm referring to my culture, really. Sometimes it becomes very difficult because you don't have anywhere else to run to. When you're married, you are supposed to stay in that relationship no matter what, until, death do us part. I know it's the thing of the past, but I experienced it. And I feel like it shouldn't be like that. Whenever you are found yourself in that situation, speak out, because nobody's going to hear you. Gone are the days where you can suffer in silence. Gone are the days where nobody listens, because these days we've got a lot of groups who are prepared to listen to your, to your plea, whatever you are going through, whatever you are suffering from. A lot of people, a lot of advocates are out there to help you. So it's the freedom you need to express yourself. It's the freedom you need to express your feelings about your life, because, well, it becomes a little bit difficult again in my culture when people have to pay money to get to marry you to go there and be a wife to somebody. It's involved with money, cows, and everything. So people in my shoes would understand how difficult it is to leave that marriage, because people have taken somebody's money because of not these days anyway, but during my time, because of poverty, because of what happens. Not to say that my parents were poor. No, they weren't. They were all both nurses. They had something going on for themselves. But other families, you could struggle because you don't know how to do it. You don't know where to go, because already your family have taken this money from this somebody, and this someone is enslaving you just because they've paid something to your parents, which is not right. I don't know how this should be put down, because doing that is supposed to be building a relationship in my culture, not enslaving somebody. But when you are coming from a family which is desperate, when you are coming from a family which is very poor, it becomes enslavement, because of maybe the way they charge, this person who is supposed to marry you, it enslaves you. So I'm just saying, for people not to be enslaved, for people to understand why it is bad to do that, go on and read my book and see what's going on in there. It will help you to understand your own life and see how best you can do it. Over to you, Marina.
Jossine, I know that fear kept you focused on the past, and of course that the effect of that was that you've been worrying about the future. You've been worrying so much that you felt sick, and then you had to recover from sickness, and you had to rebuild yourself. But what helped you, from what I understand, is the fact that you start thinking of what you have and being grateful for what you have right now. Right now, in this moment in time, you start thinking, I'm alive. My body is in good order. I can walk. I can drink. I can eat. I can reach out for things. I can see with my eyes. I can look at the sky, I can hear the birds singing, and maybe somebody could hear me speaking. Maybe somebody could hear my song. Maybe somebody needs to hear my song, so they will drop their own fears after they face them. Because there are two aspects of coming when we talk about fear, and we all experience that. So it is the fear of dark, and there is the fear of light. So you are afraid of the dark because you don't know how other people are going to react to or change or impact your life, what they're going to do to you. And then when you try to escape, you are thinking, so I'm going to be free and I'm not going to have anyone to control me. I'm going to turn myself from a slave into a free person, but I don't know how to deal with freedom. I don't know what to do about myself. I don't know what to do with myself. What would you say to these people, to these women who they could break free from the situation they're in and change their circumstances, but their biggest fear is to embrace the fear of freedom, to embrace a new situation where they are in control of their life, they are not the victims anymore, and they become the cause of their own life. Therefore, they have to take responsibility for their life, for what they are able to do and be. What would you say to them?
I would say to these ladies, break the chain, come out, be free, open your mouth, try to speak to other people who can help you. You can be normal again because of you. You are the only person who can change your life. Trust your instinct. Your sixth sense will tell you what to do exactly. And I normally do that. I trust my instinct and come out shining because it's the only way to help yourself. Break that case. Be a fighter of your own life. Don't live in a dream. Don't let people hound you. Don't let anyone suffocate you. You are who you are because you want to be like that. Change yourself. Be unstoppable. Be unshakable. Be consistent with life. Love life. Be faithful. Be prayerful. Nothing missing, nothing broken within yourself. If you want to change your situation, you can change it. I can change. If I can do it, you can do it. Over to you, Marina.
Wow, Jossine, I follow your journey, and I'm so humbly being with you in this journey. And I experience different type of emotions. Each time I talk to you, I'm thinking the fear, whatever the fear might be, is only one way of dealing with fear. Embrace it. You have to face it full on, and you have to turn it on its head and make it your greatest advantage. From both of us, until next time, make sure you read one of Jossine's books. Make sure you listen to her previous shows. They were from all over the world, and they're filled with love and amazing emotions, very, very creative spirit. And until next time, from both of us, be fearless.
That's right. Thank you, Marina.
Goodbye.
Bye.